after harvesting, the next stage we do is to make sure that we process the produce that is freshly harvested to get it to the food banks or to do our programs here at Type Diabetes. So what we do next is we sort the produce that we harvest. We have all tomatoes, we have all cabbage, we have all the different crops that we harvest. And next is to clean it. Right after harvesting, there are debris and other things on the crop, so we need to take it out to make it very fresh. And we have very clean water that we use to make sure we clean all of this produce nicely. Next is to sort them and then also package them nicely and take it to the food banks. So with the packaging, we make sure that it doesn't contain any dirt, nothing, and then we can take it to the food banks. Also, we use part of it for our cooking classes program. So freshly harvested vegetables are really nice to enjoy. So we have it fresh from the farm, and then we use it for our cooking programs as well. Thank you.
Next step in the food processing is looking at what did we harvest and then record it. It's a very important part of the process. So we bring our harvest to the scale where we are going to first pair the box that they are, because all of these are in a similar box. So we're going to pair the weight. I don't know if you guys have ever used a scale. So now when I remove this, it is now counting the weight of the boxes. So we're gonna put your box first. And here we have 1.45 kilos. I want that here in pounds. So that's about 3.2 pounds of hot peppers. So we're going to remove that. And I am just going to keep track so we have a little tally. So bring in your, yeah, you can put them here on this. The importance of processing the produce after harvest is very important to extend the shelf life of the product, and also making sure that we keep a proper record of what we grow in order to be able to plan ahead and see what our yields differentiate in what we do out there in the garden. For example, last year we didn't plant on fully on tarp or on landscaping fabric. A lot of the harvest that we did, or a lot of the growing that we did last year, was directly on soil. Obviously, that will change the harvest, and the best way for us to measure one technique to the other is keeping record of the yield and through the yield of the harvest. So one of the main things to do is to make sure that we weigh out everything as it comes out before we clean it and we send it for donation. But the main part of the record keeping is making sure that we are weighing out everything that we harvest and that we keep record of that. Those are the important part of this is the data collection. As well, when it comes to preservation of the harvest, making sure that the harvest is clean, making sure that the harvest gets to places where it no longer has to be reprocessed again, will extend the shelf life of the produce. So by us being able to clean all of the produce before it leaves the garden to be donated or to be used, it's a very important part of extending the produce. So here we have some examples of already clean cucumbers and eggplant. Once this produce is dry, this is something that will last in your shelf for at least 2 to 3 months before it starts to show any signs of decay. Opposed to if you were to store this without being cleaned, without the soil or the leaf at the bottom being taken off, this could probably only last about half of that time, if not less. Many times the pieces that are removed are the pieces that start to go to decay prior to the rest of the fruit.
Today at Type Diabeat-It, I learned the process of how the food gets harvested and the preparation of actually bringing it to the different communities that they give it out to. So we had to put the food into different boxes and prepare it to be weighed. Just today alone, they did 83 pounds worth of food, which is incredible. They end up giving most of that to the community. We had to wash individual ones and put them into their clean boxes. We also got the opportunity to see how often that they were picking and how much food they were actually getting out of their yard right in the backyard.